Hello and welcome to the Decibel Boost podcast, the official music podcast of the website Surreal Resolution. I'm your host, Robert, and congratulations to Brent Hines for his proposal. And with me, I have...
I'm Alex, and recently I've discovered a fascination for chromosomes. Give me chromosomes.
And...
I am Mark Will Made It, Mike Will's brother, or cousin.
Are you the talented one?
Well...
you can say that.
I mean, he kind of has to be. Like, you can't be any less talented than Mike Will Made It.
Yeah, not even Kendrick Lamar can make Mike Will Made It sound talented. Although he tried.
And to be fair, that is like the one good Mike Will Made It beat.
Well, two. He did both Humble and DNA.
Oh yeah, right. I forgot about that. And apparently,
by the way, Mike Will, thanks for almost blowing out my speakers, asshole.
And to think, he almost gave that beat over to Gucci.
Oh, can you imagine? Wasted.
When I heard that, I'm thinking, oh damn, Rob. I mean, if Rob heard this, he's gonna freak the fuck out, or like, or say, well, thank God that didn't happen.
Dodged the bullet there. Woo.
Dodged 5, in fact. So, yeah, episode 32 of the podcast. Woo!
Woo!
Sadly, that is not a prime number.
No.
Sorry, Matt. I know it's like over finals week, technically, but I still got math on the brain. So, anyway, how have y'all been in the past week?
Well, this past week was better for me. It's been kind of a de-stressed week. At least that's how it started. So, It's Wednesday. I'm going out to Guitar Center to, play around on all the musical instruments, like the guitars and drums, which I've discovered I have a pretty good knack for jazz drumming and Latin drumming. Maybe that'll be a career option for me, being a session guy playing for jazz albums. You never know.
Hook a brother up, please.
I could be the kid from Kissing the Slope at long last.
Oh, please. You are not that handsome, as far as I know.
I know someone who would beg to differ.
We get it. You're in a loving relationship. You don't gotta rub it in.
I will rub it in all up in your face.
Yeah, provided you ever make physical contact with the face.
Anyway, so I'm doing all that. I come home. I'm out there for a couple hours. I had a good time. I walk inside. My carpet feels a little wet. I wonder, oh no, great, the cat's pissed in the carpet again, but that's not what it was. I walk into my bathroom, and it's flooded!
Oh yeah, you did share that.
My bathroom fucking flooded, because my toilet decided to run. Oh my god, did it run.
Oh, damn.
Super toilet.
Yeah, so I had to shut that water off. I had to pull out the carpet cleaner we have to try and soak up as much water as I can from the bathroom floor and the carpet, the hallway leading from the bathroom to my bedroom, and the start of my bedroom carpet as well. It's been 5 days, and I still haven't gotten all the water out.
Does it smell like Shrek's house?
It is beyond words. I've gone through 2 bottles of Febreze in the past 5 days.
Ew.
Oh, shit.
There is a good news epitaph to this, though. We are finally going to be able to have our bathrooms fixed, which we kind of need because they've been in major disrepair. And hopefully getting some hardwood floors in our house. That way we can get rid of all this carpet, because this would actually constitute actual damage. Which, I'll be honest and say, this house is old as fuck. Everything in here is broken. We just need to remodel this whole damn place. Like, on Fixer Upper. Oh, wait, those two are divorced. Never mind.
Aw.
Damn.
But yeah, that's what I've been doing for the past couple of days. Just trying to get all this goddamn water out of my carpet and just to try and get rid of the fucking smell.
Just out of curiosity, I don't know how close the bathroom is to wherever it is you're in now that you're recording, but can you still smell it from here?
Yes. It is maybe 8 or 9 feet away from me.
Ew.
I'm in my
Damn,
bedroom.
oh, shit.
The bathroom's like maybe 7 or 8 feet away from me. And there's a lot of carpet here. It's all still pretty wet.
It sounds very unpleasant.
It is.
And stanky.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yes, it is.
anything else?
No.
Okay, what about you, Mark?
Well, shit, not much. I mean, all the fuck I did today was work today, even though it was my day off. But then again, I need the money, so yeah, in the hours. So yeah, I just thought, fuck it, I need to live, eat.
So wait, you're telling me that I wasn't even supposed to come into work today?
Basically, yeah, that. But then I figured, look at your last paychecks. You need a boost.
That is a strong motivator.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, money is always a motivator for living. Remember that, people.
Oh, yeah.
You boy.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, as for me, I've been doing quite a bit these past few days. Like I said, last week was finals week. I'm pretty sure I did okay. At least I'm hoping I passed calculus. Yeah.
Math.
And then on Thursday, I went out to the movies because I managed to snag an advance pass to a screening of the movie Baby Driver. You know, the upcoming Edgar Wright movie with that kid from, I think it was, The Fault in Our Stars or some shit?
Yeah, that's him.
Also, there's Jamie Foxx in this movie. For some reason. But, yeah, I managed to see that. The movie doesn't come out for like another 2-3 months, I think. Yeah, it comes out end of June. And I may have a review of it closer to when the movie comes out, but I'll just say right now, that movie is really fucking good. It's basically Fast and the Furious, but as a musical.
Sounds interesting.
Okay, that's great to hear.
And it doesn't have any of the weak sauce music that appears on actual Fast and Furious soundtracks. Instead, there's all kind of like great soul, funk, and old school rock. You know, stuff like Queen or Tequila or even some I'm pretty sure there's a Barry White song at some point. And since the movie's set in Atlanta, you get to hear approximately 1 minute of Run the Jewels.
Okay,
Good enough for
okay.
me.
That is great to hear. And also great to hear Edgar Wright do another good movie.
Well, has he ever not done good movies?
He's done great movies.
Exactly.
He always done great movies.
Aside from that, okay, now this might be a little kind of out of left field, but, okay, people who listen to this podcast, maybe you know, maybe you don't know, but I used to, also work on a different blog from Surreal Resolution, this Adult Swim fan site called the Adult Swim Squad, which was actually how I got in touch with the Surreal Resolution guys. We used to share a member before she kind of left rather unceremoniously. And unfortunately, we had a meeting like a couple weeks ago to decide that, okay, this is going to be the end. We're officially shutting this shit down. So the announcement was made over on Sunday that the Swim Squad is basically done for and nothing will ever go up there again. And I'll admit I got a little sad, even though it was technically something I sort of suggested to one of the other guys on the blog, you know?
So I take it wasn't like when we shut down Toonami United and just said, fuck it, goodbye.
Nah, I think we're all gonna miss, like, doing this on some level, as opposed to y'all, where it sounded like you don't miss Toonami United.
Nah, but that's a story for another time.
Clearly. Wait. Oh, wait, I don't have to put the rooster noises here, I don't think. Not unless we bring up that name.
Nah.
So yeah, that was canceled on Sunday, and was there anything else? Well, okay, apart from the fact that I ate a lot of meat on Saturday, there was nothing else. Meat. Yeah, it was one of those
Meat.
all-you-can-eat, like, you know, Brazilian steakhouses, where you just, like, pay a flat fee, and then, like, guys are coming around your table with all kind of delicious cuts of meat.
I wish we had something like that here, because all we have are these Chinese buffets and Golden Corral.
Oh, dear God! That's a real
Yeah.
place?
Damn.
I thought that was just something they made up on television.
No.
Holy shit.
It's
Golden
real.
Corral, by the way, is like last resort food, okay?
So it's like Denny's then?
No, that's second to last resort.
Wow, that Golden Corral must be really bad then.
Oh,
Damn.
God.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Like, if you're in the mood for cheap food, then go ahead. But other than that, just don't bother.
I can just go to Taco Bell, to be honest.
Yeah. And don't ever get anything from the Chocolate Waterfall. You don't know whose hands have been in there.
And it's probably also not chocolate.
Hey, oh, damn. Oh, God. Damn.
Remember, kids, don't eat from the chocolate fountain, and don't eat the yellow snow. But anyway, that's all the formalities, because we gotta move on, because time to get to the new song discussions, and we got a lot here. Like, I counted about 13 notable songs from the past week or so.
Hot damn.
It's been a big week. And
Yeah.
for more reasons than you might think.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that when we get to it. So let's get into the new song discussion right away. And of course, if you want to listen along, there will be a playlist down in the description where you can check out, all the songs we talked about this past week and, follow along with us. So starting from the top, going back to my non sequitur from earlier, Brett Hines from Mastodon apparently proposed to his girlfriend on stage over the past weekend at a show. Good for him.
Good for him.
I use that as just a springboard to talk about this first act, a band that I actually known about for like a year or so, Arcadea, this 3-person synth-wavy rock project featuring Mastodon drummer Brand Daler. They finally have released the details of their upcoming debut album, which is of course a self-titled release due out June 16th on good old Relapse. And we've gotten a song from that titled Infinite End, which, is one of those really kind of spacey, trippy, out there, proggy kind of tunes. Like, I'd say in the vein of acts like Zombie and Survive. Like, think if Survive had, natural drums, this would be a good, description of that. It's really weird and trippy, and it's kind of cool. I like it.
Yeah, this is my kind of grooving synth rock. Almost psychedelic in parts, with the way the synths are just blaring.
Yeah, and especially I kind of like in the bridge of it, where the synths are going, and then the drums kind of almost mute and fade into the background, and it almost kind of has this weird tribal feeling.
Yeah, there's a lot of great Brand Daler fills in there. It's just get you pumping.
There's a reason he's one of my idols, and this song is a pretty good indicator of it. It's kind of cool to see him, flex his style on something outside of the typical Mastodon material.
Yeah, it's good to have outlets.
So, yeah, we both like that song. And remember, self-titled June 16th. It's going to be a trippy, psychedelic old time. Now, let's move on to the opposite of psychedelic, pummeling as hell crossover thrash. We have the announcement of a new album from crossover thrash act Municipal Waste, one of the big bands of the genre, titled Slime and Punishment, due out the week after the Arcadea album, June 23rd. Not bad. And, of course, they've released the first single, Amateur Sketch. I'm trying to think of a joke I can make here involving Sketch, but I can't think of one.
Hey, he's far from an amateur, okay?
Yes,
You leave Sketch alone.
he is very much a professional. So, yeah, the first single, if you've listened to any crossover thrash or any Municipal Waste, this is basically just, business as usual. Thrashy as hell, the drums just constantly pound a D-beat into oblivion. If there's one thing I'm kind of, iffy on, it's the actual production of the song, because the guitars have this very deliberately lo-fi, kind of, late 80s kind of underground tone. I'd almost kind of say it sounds like he's, singing, or I guess rather screaming, over, an older recording, as opposed to something that was, I guess, more freshly recorded.
Yep. I kind of like that about it. It has the old 80s style of thrash, and more than anything, it's short and sweet and to the point. It gets everything it needs to get across done in under 2 minutes.
That is true. It certainly doesn't bullshit around. That's a nice thing you could say about it.
Absolutely.
But, as usual, this is more party metal. This is what you throw on when you just want to have a good fucking time, and you certainly can have a good fucking time to this, so mission accomplished.
Well done, guys. Well done.
And now, we're moving on from metal, quite briefly, into some weird R&B-ish territory. First off, it's Filthy Frank, motherfucker! It's Filthy Frank, bitch!
Let's get some pussy tonight!
So yeah, we're talking about Filthy Frank, or I guess to be more specific, the man behind the filth, Joji. What's his actual... Oh shit, I just remembered. His actual name is George Miller.
Damn.
And he's part Australian.
Yeah. Separated at birth, you be the judge.
Possibly. So yeah, people who follow him quite dearly know that he likes to record music outside of like all the weird, Pink guy shit. Although I will still say, Pink Season is a fucking banger of an album. And he's released a new song through just, his solo Joji shit called I Don't Want to Waste My Time. Now, I've heard one, maybe two of like Joji's solo songs before, but that was a while ago, so it kind of slipped my mind what it sounded like. But this song is weirdly like emotional and all, R&B-ish. Like, I put it down in my notes. It kind of feels like a mix of like Frank Ocean style production and New Shabazz.
Oh shit!
Like it's with that really depressing piano keys, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. Who knew that the real side of Papa Franku is more emotionally introspective than we all thought?
Hey man, so sometimes you gotta have to contemplate things deeply when you're eating ass.
PewDiePie's ass hair.
Okay.
That
was a thing that happened.
And Anthony Fantano's toenail.
Oh, God.
Yeah, this is, I guess, kind of a strange one when you really think about the man who's, putting it out. But I kind of like it for what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty good.
So, unless Mark has anything to add.
Well, I ain't got much. It's a good song.
Let's move on to a song that I know for a fact Mark brought to our attention. Once again, SZA.
Yep. She's a new single from her album. Well, her soon-to-be album, whenever that comes out, Control, called Love Galore, and it features Mr. Straight Up himself, Travis Scott.
Oh yeah, that guy. Everyone keeps telling me he's a big deal for some reason.
Anyway, the song is mostly like, a relationship, sort of like a relationship song, so like, it's more of a like, well, I'm in a relationship, so I'm gonna do so I'm like, I don't care about you niggas, all this shit, and I will say, it is like, I won't say it's a typical one, although I don't want to say it is, but man, it's sort of in the middle, like I do dig SZA's singing voice on here. Although like I'm not a Travis Scott fan as much. Although I'm tolerable of him, but it's like he's fine in some parts. And I do like this weird ass production they got, and even look at the video, which is like got all these butterflies floating around in this dark room, and you see both them and SZA and Travis Scott in the bedroom. And maybe the worst part, actually the video's more interesting than the song itself, considering the fact at the end, she ties Travis Scott to the bedroom. She leaves the room. Some come with an axe, smiling all creepy and shit. And axe, well, guess what? And I'm guessing, yeah, she pretty much kills Travis Scott and laughs evilly like a motherfucker. And I'm wondering, what the hell? Okay, so, all right, SZA, I get your style. Just like, hot damn.
Man, that was, I'm telling you, I saw that, and all I could think was, see, Travis, this is what you get for telling your fans to jump off the balcony during concerts.
As in, he went straight down.
Exactly. This is also what you get for failing to sound romantic in this song. Seriously, this song tries to be romantic, and SZA, again, I agree she's got a gorgeous singing voice, and she herself is gorgeous as hell. But
damn, she is.
But Travis Scott, man, I don't know, he sounds like he's on Quaaludes or something. If he's trying to be romantic, he doesn't have the personality for it.
I think the dude always on some shit.
That makes a lot of sense now that I think about it. But, it's alright, cool song. I'd be inclined to check out the full album, maybe, if SZA would actually give us a release date on this shit. Or if someone at Top Dog Entertainment would keep us in the loop on this. Sorry.
Yeah. Hopefully, it should come out sometime this year. I hope so. I mean, I'm guessing they want to come out as soon as the hype for Kendrick's album goes down a bit.
Yeah, and who knows when that'll happen.
Yeah.
But, I guess that makes sense. So, anyway, moving on from that to something that's almost as romantic. Deathcore.
Woo!
Yes, we have yet another new single from the Acacia Strain's upcoming June 30th release, Grave Bloom. The single is titled Big Sleep, and it features some guest vocals from the singer of some band I've never heard of called Kubla Khan. Which I'm not even sure what historical figure that is, to be honest. I guess it has nothing to do with Genghis. But I'm rambling here.
What I know about Kubla Khan is that Brian Boitano once pummeled the crap out of him or something.
I thought it was Brian Dennehy.
No, not fucking Brian Dennehy. Get the fuck out of here.
What?
But yeah, this song, again, much like the last one, is another just really good Acacia Strain track with its very, the entire song, just for the beginning, it has this very, off-kilter grooves where, it almost sounds like the beat is switching, time signatures at all kinds of, odd intervals, kind of, you almost can't keep track of where the beat is supposed to be. I kind of dig that just disorienting vibe to it. And, of course, the way the momentum, slows and starts, especially, in the back half when it slows to just this very, almost, single-digit tempo, doomy groove to it. It's, again, I'm kind of pissed the last two Acacia Strain albums didn't have anything as good as this.
Yeah. I'm all about that heavy H-string hardcore shit, and this song delivers. Great staccato, low-tuned riffs all around here.
Gotta love those very suffocating, lead guitars as well. It's very heavy is what we're saying here.
Yeah. It's a great form of the new kind of metal that's filling the airwaves, or the internet airwaves nowadays, because, who kills it to real radio anymore?
I mean, isn't real radio going to be dead in a year or two anyway?
With the waves they're running it? Yeah.
Pretty much.
And it's going to be a shit show. At least if Nash is to be believed. But yeah, as always, Acacia Strain are excellently pummeling, and I can't wait to get my hands on Grave Bloom. And speaking of death and metal, or perhaps some combination of the two, we've got an announcement of the latest album from death metal stalwarts Decapitated. It's called Anti-Cult, and it's due out July 7th. Now, this is a band that I've been meaning to get around to for a while. My only real familiarity with them is, one of their albums. I believe it's called Carnival is Forever. I'll have to correct myself if I'm wrong on that. But they've released the first single from Anti-Cult titled Never, and hey boy, this... if you can't see me right now, I'm doing the Pacha thing with my hands, because this song is some thoroughly top quality death metal. Starting with those almost kind of Soundgarden, Alice in Chains grungy intro, where you're almost not expecting it to be the more fast-paced kind of death metal, but then the drums come in and ramp up, and once it gets into the verses, those riffs, man, they're just very thrashy and meaty and just have a lot of body to them. The way it just constantly hits you over and over, and the way the guitar harmonies go on during the choruses, just very cool and amazingly structured. Like I said, there's just a lot of meat to how this song is written. The choruses are excellently groovy in this, and of course that second solo I really love because of how the guitar ramps up into the solo. Like, you kind of hear the leads grinding along with the actual rhythm in this very discordant fashion, and then things just get shreddy as all hell. And have I mentioned I like this song? Holy shit, this is a really good fucking death metal song. I need to breathe.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
it's water.
This is some great old school style metal with some new school traits to it. Like in the verse with the super fast drum beats keeping the time. That's a really nice touch to add to the song. Yeah, there were some killer fills on here, great drum fills, excellent vocals. This is some top notch metal right here. I want more.
This is definitely on my to-do list for the year. Like, as soon as that album comes out, I am getting that shit, and actually, I gotta see if maybe I can, like, convince the label to send me a review copy. That would be the dream, wouldn't it?
Yeah. If I'm a little tongue-tied. If the rest of that album keeps up the pace of this one song, we could have a very, very high metal album of the year contender here.
Absolutely. So, now, moving on from music that's exciting to music that's depressing. Well, intentionally depressing.
Yeah.
So, this Friday's big release, or at least one of them, is the newest Logic album, Everybody. Now, of course, we're Logic fans here. We all really like The Incredible True Story, so we're of course looking forward to this one. And he's released the third single from this album, which is the phone number to the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. Like, literally, it's the phone number to the...
It's the phone number.
Yeah.
So that should kind of tell you what you're in for, and it's, you know, of course, a pretty depressing song where Logic finds himself feeling incredibly worthless and trying to figure out who would actually want him around and all. And, you know, it does have some emotional impact, although, and I know it sounds kind of weird to nitpick a song that's trying to be serious, but I kind of feel like the message is a little undercut because there's a handful of ad-libbed, can y'all relate? Woo! And like, this isn't supposed to be a fun song, dude. So why are you making this sound like... You get what I'm getting at, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I didn't really pick that up, though. To me, the song came off as really poignant and emotional without being overly preachy. Like, I went to the Genius page for the lyrics of this song, and it has, you know, some annotations from Logic himself. There's quite a story to read through those annotations.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
Yeah, we'll say, but yeah, I do agree with that point. It's like, yeah, it is. I'm glad it doesn't come as preachy. Although I will say this comes up more like this. Like while I listened to it the first few times, this comes up more as Alessia Cara song than a Logic one, at least by production, because this feels like this sounds very poppy, at least from the production stance, at least from production point of view. Not the lyrics, like the lyrics are good, they're good. I do feel like this is something I feel like Alessia Cara is kind of in her lane, and oh yeah, she's featuring this song along with somebody else named Khalid.
Which is thankfully not related to a certain person.
Yeah, you get them later. I think his part's at the near end, because I didn't really notice. Like I know, like at the very tail end, and like I said, her Alessia Cara's part, I didn't mind it. Like I know I think I heard like she's like low budget Lord, or one of the low budget Lord ripoffs.
One of 1,000.
Even though, like, compared to the other two that I heard of, I would prefer her than the other two bitches.
Yeah, screw Daya.
And, yeah, and Halsey. Or whatever the fuck her name is. Halsey, I don't give a fuck.
But,
can I just point out the timing of this song coming out, you know, as a promo single, right around the time everybody's talking about how 13 Reasons Why is really fucking bad at what it's trying to do.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't know. I don't have a single clue about what that show is about.
Yeah, quick tangent. 13 Reasons Why, Netflix series about a young adult book called 13 Reasons Why, about this girl named Hannah Baker who mysteriously kills herself. and there's a whole mystery unraveling behind it. And apparently the Netflix show is doing a really bad job of trying to, not romanticize the whole thing because, it's fucking suicide.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going to have to give that show a watch and share my input on it. Hint, hint.
Hint.
Yeah,
but yeah,
stay tuned.
It's like some very bad news, but at least we have this song which handles it much better.
Mm-hmm.
So, moving on from that, steering back into some more metal. Well, okay, radio-friendly hard rock to be more precise. Now, I may have said once or twice in this podcast, but obviously I'm a big Slipknot fan. They are my favorite band. I love everything they've ever released, and they've never put out a bad album in my opinion. And of course, one of the reasons I love them is the vocal efforts of fucking Corey Taylor. The man he has not just a great singing voice, but a voice that can fucking pummel your bones into pure dust. However, I've never been a fan of his other project, Stone Sour. They just, I don't know, despite like his great singing voice, they still just sound like every other radio hard rock band, to be honest. They just never clicked for me. Especially House of Gold and Bones, which I bought both halves of that album, and I bought the comic book series based off of it. And what's it say about that I prefer the comics to the album?
Did you at least set up the house with the CD cases?
Yes, I did once, but that doesn't fit on my CD shelf, so I had to put the CDs, back in their normal casing.
Yeah, well, I got mine just sitting right across from me. It's pretty cool.
So, anyway, good old Stone Sour have announced their latest album, Hydrograd, coming out June 30th, and they've dropped 2 singles from that album. The first of these is a song called Fabulous, spelled Fabuless. I guess that's supposed to mean something.
It's wordplay.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, if I cared enough to analyze the lyrics, which, I don't know, like, I listened to this actual beat, and there's just something that feels factually wrong about the way the main riff is constructed. Like, if it's trying to build, it feels like it's building backwards almost. It's not so much a ramping up as it is a ramping down. I think that's just kind of like because of like the sheer like melodic structure of I can't really explain it. It just doesn't feel right to me. And
it's a dissonant chord structure is what you're trying to say.
But I guess, but like, even, it's sort of like, I don't know, it feels like you took a complete riff, chopped it in half, then put the second half of that riff first. It doesn't build the way I want something like this to build. And then, like, when it actually gets to the choruses as well, that feeling just continues. Like, it doesn't know how to ramp up. It just ramps in all kinds of weird directions. I don't know, it just feels off to me.
On the contrary, now that I can interject, I actually really like this. The hook actually worked for me, especially going into the later part of the chorus, where Corey's singing, "It's all downhill from here, motherfucker." I really like that. Just something about it just clicked to my head. I really like that. But how about that video with all the tube men flying around?
Oh yeah, we forgot to mention this was directed by Al Harrington.
Yeah.
Al Harrington's wacky waving inflatable arm flailing two-man emporium and warehouse off Route 2 in Weekapog.
Yeah, the video has all the tube men in the audience, and it goes into the band, and then it turns into Corey. And there's a little note here, a little bit of meta humor. The tube man actually knocks a phone out of Corey's hand, and Corey and the tube man start fighting each other. There's a good story behind that, which I can't get into because we're running a little long, but yeah, a little bit of meta humor.
Actually, I'll keep it completely brief. It has something to do with the Slipknot show.
Oh, well, yeah, obviously. That's a short version.
Pretty much.
But yeah.
And then
I thought this was pretty good. It's a good, hard, active rock song, perfect for the radio.
And then there's the second song they came out with, song number 3. Is that supposed to be some kind of Blur reference? I don't fucking know. Is it the third song on the album? Don't really care, because this is... Okay, fine. Maybe there was some mildly interesting things about Fabulous, but this is as generic as they come. It's a pseudo-romantic hard rock ballad that just kind of goes in one ear and out the other. If you pointed a gun to my head and asked me to describe it in more detail, you'd have to shoot me right then and there.
And once again, I am the opposite opinion. I really liked it. It's a simple 4-chord rock ballad. It does what it needs to do. Again, great for radio, great for promotion. Makes you want to hear the other songs on the album. That's what it's trying to do. And again, I have to preface this by saying, I like Stone Sour. They got some great albums. They got some great songs. I like the softer stuff. You know, you gotta have outlets, like I said earlier.
4 chords of pop. In the words of Todd in the Shadows, oh God, make it stop.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess because I have access to so much more interesting stuff, I can't deal with this, you know?
Yeah. Oh well. Agree to disagree.
Anyway, let's move on to something far more interesting. And once again, we get to get Mark back in this. Some experimental hip-hop.
Oh.
Courtesy of none other than Shabazz Palaces.
Oh, yes, and they are back with a new song from their upcoming album, Quasar, Born on a Gangster Star, due out July 14th. And it features somebody named...
I think it's pronounced Quasar.
Well, shit. This sounds... Okay, anyway, the album...
It's alright. It's a weird... just to put in some context, apparently this is supposed to be like a concept album about like an alien named Quasars who comes to Earth and experiences discrimination. Like, basically imagine Ziggy Stardust if it was written by Spike Lee.
Oh shit.
But go on.
Okay, somebody named Dadalac.
Dadalac, I think. I don't know, it's a weird name.
It's like kind of like, but at that, yeah, fuck it. Okay, anyway, yeah, like, it is like a whole concept thing, like, the alien in Quasar who visits, American seas, well, pretty much, shit happening here. And as for the song itself, this is a damn, the production is absolutely fire on this shit. And I read about it where on Stereo Gummer it says, like the string loop sounds something you hear Madlib produce. It's like, yeah, I do see that shit, and I know it's...
Yeah, as a matter of fact, sorry to interrupt, but I swear to God I've heard that before. I've heard...
I did too.
Like, I have it in my notes here that it sounds like this kind of, like, 60s film score inspired kind of thing, and that violin sample, I'm pretty sure I've heard it in a movie before. I'm probably going to have to go to, like, one of those, I don't know, websites that tracks hip-hop samples to figure out what it is.
I heard it too, like, on a sample. I know it was from an old R&B song back then. I just don't know the name of it. This could have bothered me, like, most of the day. But, yeah, after the song itself, like Shabazz Palaces do the damn thing. The production's fucking real nice, and the more I read about this, the whole concept, I was like, I'm actually interested in hearing this. Like, not even just made me want to, get more inside the album. And good thing they actually put like a track list, like just 12 tracks on there. Like, alright, when how this whole shit will go.
Yeah, based off this first song, I'm really interested. Again, based off the beat and just the weird kind of abstract flow and lyrics that we get. Who knows? This could be the best science fiction hip-hop concept album since the last Clipping album, which you should listen to if you haven't.
And also,
I'm pretty sure it was nominated for a Hugo Award.
Yeah, and also, fun fact, Clipping and Shabazz Palaces are both on the label Sub Pop.
You think there's a connection there?
I don't know, could be.
Maybe they're rubbing off on each other.
I need to listen to more Clipping. I need to check them out. Like, I listen to like some of their songs, and I think I should give them a listen like one of these days when I'm not lazy.
Yeah, it's a pretty good noise rap. Basically, it's the good version of what Kanye was trying to do on Yeezus. But yeah, anyway, getting back on topic, I'm looking forward to Quasars. Shabazz Palaces has been 2 for 2 with the albums they've put out so far, and here's hoping it makes a clean 3. But now we move on to the rest of the songs, which are all pop and all lame. Starting with Fall Out Boy.
Oh, good God, here we go.
You know, I remember when these guys were good, and I actually liked them. It feels so long ago, though. Almost kind of like so long ago that if you were to explain to your kids, there was a time when Fall Out Boy was a good band, they wouldn't believe you. And, you know, they when they do shit like this, which... Okay, proper explanation. They've announced a new album, Mania, for September 15th, and they've released the first single and video, Young and Menace. You know, when they do shit like this, it kind of makes me wonder what I ever saw in them in the first place. Like, I think they're suffering from Maroon 5 syndrome, in that, are they even a full band anymore? But it even goes worse than that, because at least Maroon 5 at this point is still... at least Adam Levine. Sure, his friends are basically non-existent, but at least the frontman is there. With this song, I'm not even sure if, like, fucking Pete Wentz does anything on this. Like, most of the vocals on this thing, or at least what I remember, is some really goddamn annoying, like, vaguely dubstep chipmunk voice thing that's just... I'm not even sure there's a word to describe how annoying this is.
I think you meant Patrick Stump. Pete Wentz is the bass player.
Well, are we sure? I mean, Patrick Stump is a useless cunt at this point, so... But just...
Yeah. This song... Okay, this song, Young and Menace, I only have one thing to say about it. Why is this a fucking Weeknd ripoff song?
Wait, this on the Weeknd? wait, it's not the Weeknd? For real?
It certainly sounds like it.
Dude, even The Weeknd never had anything, and I can't believe I'm fucking defending The Weeknd here, but even The Weeknd never had anything as annoying as the fucking chipmunk dubstep bass drops.
Okay. Oh, damn.
Like, I listened to the first minute of that song, the way the vocals are laid out, the way the melody goes, it is so bafflingly ridiculous how much of a ripoff it is of The Weeknd.
Well, what do you expect? Like, you can't get pop success by being an actual band anymore. You gotta throw in all kinds of obnoxious electronics and try to sound like whatever the big pop star of the moment is, man.
Clearly, because pop punk is dead.
Very clearly it is, but don't tell Jared Alonge that. He needs to make money to eat.
You know. Shame for all the Hot Topic people, too. Out goes the pop punk, in goes the Yuri on Ice merchandise.
Hey, boy.
You can bet I'm going to be there to buy all those goddamn shirts.
But, you know, I'm not even sure I have... Like I said, I have nothing else. I'm at a loss for words here. This is easily the worst Fall Out Boy song I've ever heard. And that's saying a lot considering I listened to all of Save Rock and Roll. Save Rock and Roll my ass.
Short version, Fall Out Boy, go to the corner.
Also short version, this new Fall Out Boy song, it's not good. And speaking of not good...
Another one.
I'm going to tune out for these two. I'll see y'all after the break.
DJ Khaled, a.k.a. the asshole in a high school group project who gets away with doing as little work as possible, and yet still gets so much of the credit. And I will bet any amount of money he was that asshole in high school. So apparently he's got... I think we may have mentioned this once on the podcast. I don't fucking know. A new album coming out sometime soon called Grateful, which, as we may have mentioned, is at least partially executive produced by his 2-year-old kid. Even his kid does more on his albums than he does. And he's released a star-studded collaboration called I'm the One, a song about falling in love and having sex with women that features Justin Bieber, Quavo from Migos, Lil Wayne, and Chance the Rapper. Wait, what?
Oh, yeah.
Chance. Dude. You won a Grammy for Best New Artist. You deserved it then. You're better than this. How much is Khaled paying you? I will pay you at least double that to remove yourself from this trash.
Maybe it might be the only decent thing on the track. But
even then, like, okay, like we said, it's a song about hitting on chicks and whatnot, and Chance, man, he tries, but he also has, like, a couple of really cringy lines in there. Like, I noted one in particular. She put that booty on that Gucci belt, and I'm like,
oh yeah, that line. Like, okay,
this sounds so wrong.
Damn, man, I'm guessing like any other artist on that appears on DJ Khaled album, they just don't give a fuck.
And then of course there's Quavo, who the only notable line he gets on this is, "Remember Crisscross and Hopscotch?" And I'm like, yes, I do. Because Crisscross were the Miggity Miggity Mac Daddies, and you are Wiggity Wiggity Whack.
I figure it's either like Hit It or Raindrops. Top. Fuck it. Hopscotch. But yeah,
yes, my mind may have drifted there too. But yeah, he sucks. Chance should know better. Lil Wayne somehow sounds even more annoying than usual. Like, I didn't even think that was possible.
Well, I guess it's this version where he's still like he's all fucked up, or I don't know. Like, I heard like the two versions. It was like it's the version where he's like he's, you know, very very fucked up, or some where he's throwing some shit like that type of Lil Wayne.
Pretty much. I think they cranked up the auto-tune even worse than usual on him. Just damn.
And of course, goes on the hook and the chorus and all that shit is Mr. Justin Bieber, and he's there.
Yeah, he sounds like he really does not want to be there, like, at all. I'm guessing, much like with Chance, Khaled just flashed enough money to be like, okay, I'll totally do this. I totally don't have anything better to do with my time, like avoiding the police in Miami.
And okay, and looking at Genius, okay, he did produce the beat with somebody else named Nick Nack. So he did do something besides shout his name.
I guess. Yeah, shout his name, say another one, and I don't know. And
of course put his kid on the cover art, which you get the kid a break, you need some rest and naps.
You realize he's probably gonna hate you when he grows up, right? Like, you put my face on this lame ass shit, man. Why couldn't Kendrick Lamar be my dad? Yeah, this song is a fucking waste.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, I mean, like, this is just like, man, another typical DJ Khaled song that I'm not gonna give a shit about. So all rappers, like, they do nothing for me. Lil Wayne don't do shit for me. Chance, yeah. And Quavo is, man. And speaking of Mr. Quavo himself.
Yeah, we're not done with you, and hang on. Alex, you ready to tag back in, or are you still staying out of this?
I'm just taking a nap until y'all are done. I have nothing to say.
So nothing to say about this next song either, this last one.
Yeah.
Big fat nope.
Oh boy. Well, and this is...
Yeah. So, Katy Perry, you remember she released a new song back around the time of the Grammys.
Yeah, the one sound like a dancehall, that punkish type of shit, but more in a pop way.
I'm guessing she's still on for, like, this new album.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is she's doing, because she's got another new single, which of course features not just Quavo, but the rest of Migos as well. And it's a song called Bon Appetit. And I don't have any comments about the beat. And I'm not sure I have any super witty insights other than what I'm going to build to. But first, I want to recite some choice lyrics.
Oh, damn.
Got me spread like a buffet. You could use some sugar because your levels ain't right. 5-star Michelin. World's best cherry pie. Sweet potato pie. And last but certainly not least, whipped cream, no dairy.
Okay, are you...
Did fucking Young Thug write this?
Okay. Either him or Kodak Black wrote this shit.
Yeah, so if you can't tell by the title in these lyrics, this is a song about trying to seduce people with food jokes and puns and references. You know what this is?
What?
I don't know if you guys remember, but remember that really awful Timbaland song where he and Justin Timberlake were hitting on women using really cringy fast food metaphors?
Oh yeah, that song. Take out or carry out.
Carry out.
Damn, yeah, that song.
Yeah, I bet y'all listening to this forgot that song existed.
Yeah, that was way back in 2009, 2010. Like 8 years ago. Oh shit, it's been that long.
Yeah, I never forget.
Oh boy, but yeah, listen, this song is, the way you describe those lines that like, are you having yourself with food? Do you want somebody to eat you out, Katy Perry? And,
okay, she calls herself world's best cherry pie, but then Migos comes in with some shit about sweet potato pie. I'm like, okay, that officially crossed the line for me. Fucking Migos, get the fuck out of here and get your trash tasting pie with you. Fuck sweet potato. Put it in the same trash pile as guacamole and fucking pumpkin spice.
Well, okay, but damn, okay, well, yeah, this means it's like, well, it's a Katy Perry song that feels a rapper in it, cause, like, well, shit, it ain't new. I mean, of course she did shit with Kanye and Snoop and Juicy J, and this is like the most head-scratching one of all those collaborations she did with rappers.
This song is just embarrassing, like... Holy shit, no one checked to see if any of these lyrics were actually, like, clever or smooth. This is just bad. And not, like, guilty pleasure bad, like, a handful of Katy Perry songs. This is just bad. Like that Kanye West song she did.
Yeah.
But, anything else left to say, or do we move on from here?
I think we said enough.
Yeah, that basically covers the song discussion for this week, so we're gonna go...
That's a lot of them.
Yeah, so we're gonna go on a little break, and when we come back, we have a few stories before hitting on just pure magic for our final topic of discussion, so...
The big motherfucker.
See you later, kids!
Ha!
And we're back.
Oh, we're back? Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Enjoy your nap?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I see you had fun abandoning us, letting us suffer on our own.
Well, somebody has to.
Well, what's the point of having you on this podcast if we can't share the pain?
Do you not see how many metal songs you talk about versus how many rap songs you talk about?
It's
Good
called...
Mark speak!
It's called balance. And this was more balanced than usual. But anyway, moving on to the news topics. First one we got here. Fuck Dr. Luke. I'm just going to say that. Fuck Dr. Luke. He very clearly did
Naturally.
it. And we know what we're talking about. Fucking pressuring and sexually assaulting Kesha on numerous occasions. It's pretty clear he did it. And it's kind of pissed us off that he suffered no repercussions for the longest time, despite the fact that this has been an ongoing thing for, I'm pretty sure, at least the past 4 years. But in at least the vaguest bit of karmic retribution, Sony has decided to end its partnership with Dr. Luke. Over this past week, he is no longer the CEO of the label Kemosabe Records, which, oh god, that fucking name. Now, now, obviously, this is nothing more than just a PR stunt because Sony doesn't want this, hanging around on their reputation. But obviously, this is a very good thing since it probably means that he will no longer have to have any contact with Kesha, and Kesha does not need that shit in her life.
Yeah.
Small victory. Absolutely.
Yeah, just... I'm not sure how many different ways I could say fuck Dr. Luke, but seriously, fuck Dr. Luke. You are a very awful kind of human being, and I hope bad things happen to you, because you brought it on yourself. Thankfully, with that bit of retribution, let's move on to some more good news. Now, the big album release story of probably this entire year, certainly in the past weekend at least, was the return of Gorillaz with their new album, Humans. Hell, I actually reviewed it for Surreal Resolution, and I thought it was pretty good overall. Some faults here and there, but I enjoyed it. I don't know about these people, on the other hand.
I liked it.
Damn good.
Okay, so we all liked it. Now, who knows how long the Gorillaz are going to be around this time, but if nothing else, they're probably going to be around at least through the next year, not just because of their festival announcements, but because of the announcement that the Gorillaz have a 2D animated television series planned for next year, apparently. Creative director and the artist behind all the graphic design stuff, Jamie Hewlett, has discussed his plans in an interview with Exclaim magazine. Apparently the plan is a 10-episode run, as we mentioned sometime in 2018, and he said, I quote, "I'll direct the first and the last one, but we'll have to get someone in to direct the other episodes. I think even attempting to do it all by myself will kill me." And interestingly, he notes that despite the CGI animation experimented with in the recent music video for Saturn's Bars, the show itself is going to stick primarily to 2D animation. And who doesn't love themselves some 2D? 2D, I see what they did there.
Yeah, there you go.
Puns! So where exactly is this going to air, now that I think about it?
Did they say what network, or did they say like what thing? Like, is it like going to be on TV or Netflix or any other online streaming thing?
Well, there are a variety of options. It could be Netflix. It could be Hulu. It could be Amazon, maybe.
Oh, damn.
It could be HBO. It could be Adult Swim. It could be their own YouTube channel, for all we know.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that as well. Adult Swim is a very prominent option, and it seemed like one of the more plausible, but remember, a Gorillaz TV show might actually require a budget.
Yeah.
And unless it's a show like The Venture Brothers, I don't think Adult Swim is going to be interested in spending money to help get a Gorillaz show made. Because you know what happens to every other show with a budget that isn't Venture Brothers, or heck, even Robot Chicken? It gets the Black Dynamite treatment.
Oh, man.
Wait a minute. Robot Chicken has a budget?
Well, I can't imagine it's cheap to do that kind of stop-motion animation, especially with the quality it's at now.
It's all computerized nowadays.
That's just my opinion, though. Netflix, that's probable. I mean, I imagine much of the kind of audience that, like, spends all their time binge-watching shit on Netflix would probably be, in the mood to binge-watch that after Season 4 of BoJack Horseman. Or, hang on, Season 5, I imagine, by the time the Gorillaz show gets into production.
Yeah.
Hulu, I don't know, I can't really see it.
I don't know. I don't think Hulu is that, like, is there any Hulu original shows that people, like, comment, like or comment on, or, that's actually,
not as much
popular?
Not as much as Netflix.
Yeah.
HBO, that, again, like Adult Swim, I could probably see, and they'd probably be more willing to, like, foot the production budget, so I'm gonna say that's probably the most plausible option.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, I'm looking forward to a Gorillaz TV show. Whatever it'll be about, who knows? Will it be, like, I guess an expanded retelling of the narratives through their albums and music videos, or will it just be original material? Maybe it could be both, who knows? But that's clearly something we're all looking forward to. Now, let's move from the small screen to the big screen, the silver screen, the movies, glitz, glamour, Hollywood. Specifically this weekend, where the big release that everyone's going to be going out to watch is, of course, the highly anticipated Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the first one was, of course, a pretty fantastic film, and probably in the top 5, if not like the top 3, of Marvel, the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe up to this point. And, of course, the sequel is probably going to be like, I imagine it'll be at least as good. Whether it'll be better is the question. Now, obviously, everyone's looking forward to the soundtrack. Is the soundtrack out already, by the way?
I think so. I don't know.
But yeah, obviously that was the big draw of the first movie, the Awesome Mix Volume 1, which weirdly charted at number 1 on the Billboard 200. Okay. And this one, I'll admit, I'm not as familiar with the track listing on Guardians 2. Apparently it's got songs like Lakeshore Drive by Aliota Hans Jeremiah, The Chain by Fleetwood Mac, Brandy, You're a Fine Girl from Looking... Oh my god, it's got that fucking George Harrison song.
I can't find a licensed soundtrack. I know the score's up there from Tyler Bates, who... Isn't he the guy who's doing the Samurai Jack score?
I think, yeah, I think so. I saw it before, yeah.
He's a man that gets around. He's a frequent collaborator of James Gunn, and he's also done every Zack Snyder movie before Man of Steel. So he has some industry experience.
And he jumped ship from Snyder. So that's a plus.
He got out while he could. So yeah, there's, of course, like with any movie, there's weird promotional shit going on. But this promotional stint that Marvel has decided to engage in for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is weird. They've partnered with PepsiCo, specifically the Frito-Lay division, and more specifically Doritos, the official chip of #RealGamersEverywhere, to release a limited edition bag of Doritos that includes a Walkman-designed tape player where you can listen to the soundtrack. Apparently this is currently only available on Amazon, and from what I've heard, they've been sold out for a while. But yeah, apparently if you were lucky enough to get this bag, you could, eat the chips, you could plug your earphones actually into the bag, and actually listen to the Guardians 2 soundtrack.
Yeah, this is interesting. Now, I managed to catch a glimpse of this product on Amazon the other day. I figured, you know what? It's a novelty. I'll get it. It's like $10 or $15. This is $30.
For a bag of chips!
For a fucking bag of Doritos with a tape deck in it. That's a little steep.
Like, how expensive could the technology be to work something like that? Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not even mad about the price. I'm honestly legitimately curious. Like, you actually did something like this, and it works. Like, how?
Bands? I don't know.
Like, Alex is supposed to be the audiophile here, but even then, this, like, makes no sense, I imagine, to him.
Like, this isn't even a tape deck. It's, like, it's just powered with digital copies of the songs. It comes in a box. Jesus.
Yeah.
You have to recharge it. You have to recharge a Doritos bag. This went from innovative to ridiculous in, like, nothing flat.
This is like a product you see advertised in a Tim and Eric sketch.
Or something you see on interdimensional cable.
Yada yada yada, Two Brothers Ball Fondlers.
Turbulent Juice.
Gazobazor Field.
Jan Quadrant Vincent.
Okay, there's our quota for the week.
Yeah, we don't like to repeat jokes, so you only get that one. But yeah, okay, if you're listening to this, and by any chance you also happen to have the Doritos bag, can you explain to us how this shit works? Like,
yeah, get in contact with us. We want to talk to you about how it works. We want to know. We're curious.
How do you recharge a Doritos bag? Is it an iPhone charger? Is it Android? Is it just HDMI to USB? What is it?
Is it a PS4 charger or PS3 or some shit?
Is it Thunderbolt 3?
Like, is it USB-C?
Does it say how much they got left? Does it say how much juice it got left on the chips?
Oh.
Whatever. I'm still gonna watch the movie anyway, but it seems like a weird thing to do. But anyway,
Yeah.
let's... In a story that I didn't think we'd have to be doing again, it's once again involving wrestling and Billy Corgan. So, Alex, take it away.
Okay. You might recall many months ago, we were very, very intensely talking about the saga of Billy Corgan v. Impact Wrestling, then known as TNA, now known as Impact under new ownership. That was a crazy, stupid story we followed for weeks on end. And we thought, when it was all done, that would be the last of it. Nope. All of a sudden, Billy Corgan shows up yet again. This time saying he has agreed to purchase the National Wrestling Alliance, which dates back 100-something years. This is old school lineage wrestling right here. But, nowadays they're just sort of a licensing tool for smaller companies to have their name attached to because, it's all about branding nowadays. I can tell you right now that a whole lot of details have not surfaced. We don't know what's going to happen with it, but, God damn it, we're going to have to talk about Billy Corgan again.
Yeah, okay, maybe I'm not the best person to comment on this since I'm not privy or wholly paying attention to the, nitty-gritty of wrestling as a business, but, okay, if you had to pull out from your previous venture, Mr. Corgan, in, as Alex would say, less than spectacular terms, although certainly entertaining for us and him to talk about.
Absolutely. That was fun.
Do you not understand the idea of learning from your mistakes? I mean, clearly this is not a good business venture for you. It failed once, partially because of your own incompetence and other drama, but what's going to make you think, okay, it's going to work this time, I swear?
You want to know how it all ties together? Back when Impact/TNA started in 2002, they were part of the National Wrestling Alliance.
Yeah, so...
It all comes full circle!
Yeah, so, this shit's gonna implode on you again, so why are you doing it? It's this is the second dumbest business venture that I've heard of any musician engaging in the past week.
And speaking of...
we have now
it's
come
time.
here. Yes! Gentlemen, this is our topic. Brace yourselves. This is some radio dead air. What the fuck is wrong with you? Pure magic. Now,
strap in. It's gonna be a big ride.
He's a big motherfucker.
Now, let's once again return to the frequently recurring topic on this podcast of music festivals. They're entertaining and fun, but by no means are they easy things to get together, I imagine. Whether it be your basic 1 or 3 day festival in one city, something more expansive like the 10-day Milwaukee Summerfest, or even something more even more gargantuan like Reading and Leeds, having to coordinate several bands and artists, these massive lineups across one weekend in 2 wholly separate cities. None of that can be easy. And I have huge respect for the people who volunteer for this shit and manage to pull it off without a hitch. Well, I mean, I imagine there's some issues, but it's never gargantuanly catastrophic. They can somehow... How they manage to keep these things running is beyond me. With that being said, let's talk about Fyre Festival. Now, if you don't know... This was a planned luxury music festival organized by musician Ja Rule, who... Wait, he's still alive? And entrepreneur Billy McFarland, creator of a music booking app called, Fyre. With a Y, because poor literacy is cool. Now, we're going to go into some explanatory details before we get into the magic. This was... When we say luxury festival, we mean it. This was taking place on the Bahamian island of Great Eczema. The tickets ranged from $1,500 for the base to premium deluxe packages that were upwards of $12,000. But this was promising, like, again, luxury vacations, top quality catering, room and board in these very fancy, places and shit. And now, okay, mentioning the lineup is almost not worth it because, it's all about showing off that you have a ton of cash, but it is worth noting that booked acts included the likes of Blink-182, Major Lazer, Disclosure, Kaytranada, and Migos, amongst others. This event was promoted pretty extensively, primarily through some admittingly shady-looking Instagram posts from, models and celebrities, including most notably Kendall Jenner. Now, get to the actual weekend of the festival, and Twitter just explodes. Like, I see all the news stories flowing across my feed, all across. Let's try to recap in as orderly a manner as we can. Or at the very least, more orderly than the actual festival, which was not tough to do. Now, the first guests, they flew into Great Eczema from Miami on the Thursday of last week, and when they got to the actual festival ground, well, you couldn't even call it a festival ground. It was just barren. There was, nothing but gravel, no coordination. Apparently there were rabid dogs everywhere.
Oh, shit.
And the people who paid for luxury meals, just to give you an example of how off the rails this was, they were treated to dry slices of wheat bread, pre-packaged cheese slices, and side salads in styrofoam containers. Like the kind you get when you order, like, a plate meal at friggin' Panda Express. Or, like, at your friggin' school cafeteria.
It's like a bad Boy Scout camp, only without the tuck shop.
Okay, that's some ghetto ass shit. I'm just gonna say right now, because you, like, a slice of bread and cheese, that's some project shit.
And not even, like, good bread. Not even white bread. Wheat bread. What the fuck?
Ew.
Yeah, and apparently, the company that was supposed to cater this event, Star Catering Group, their relationship with the festival was terminated, like, about a month before the actual festival occurred. Instead of premium luxury hotels and room and board, the guests were rooming in literal FEMA disaster relief tents. With no blankets and very few beds. Apparently people were, like, fucking fighting each other like the Hunger Games in order to get at whatever beds there were.
What the fuck? So it's the Hunger Games for rich millennials?
And pretty much, and even, oh my god, just, Blink-182, they pulled out at the very last minute because they were concerned about their ability to perform and give a good performance given the festival conditions. But that's not a good thing when probably your biggest headliner is pulling out that late.
Smartest thing they've done in years.
Yeah, I guess they thought, you know what, fuck this, we out.
Now, just to give a more first-hand account, I'm quoting from a woman named Shiva Kumar, who was interviewed by the New York Times. Yeah, I have a massive list of notes, because we're pulling from everywhere we can find information on this. Now, here's some quotes from the article. "Not one thing that was promised on the website was delivered," said Shiva, 33, expecting the deluxe lodge package for which she and her friends paid $3,500 for, 4 king-size beds, and a chic living room lounge. Instead, they were directed to the tents, which, as we said, some had beds, some were unfurbished. Directed by a festival employee to, quote, grab a tent, attendees started running. People were stealing beds out of other tents. It was just chaos. Nobody ever came in to check us into our accommodations, if you can call it that, so they just had no idea who there and who wasn't. On Friday, Miss Kumar and her friends managed to get a room at a hotel, hitching a ride from a local, so you already know your shit's fucked when you're hitching rides from locals.
Yeah.
Taxis were hard to come by, in part because the festival had promoted itself as a cashless event, asking attendees to upload funds to digital wristbands instead. So
hold up. Red flag. That's fucking stupid.
Of course, just why the wristbands? I mean, if the people here are already paying, if they can afford to pay the cash for this kind of luxury festival, couldn't they just bring more cash? Wave it around, fucking make it rain.
Two
words: Apple Pay.
Y'all some they some rich motherfuckers, but y'all some unprofessional motherfuckers.
Oh, that's not the half of it. Getting back to the sheer state of chaos, let's get into the flight situation. Okay, so when the first flight started landing, and all the chaos had broken out, people who were trying to fly both to and from the event were finding their flights delayed and even canceled. So people were stranded up shit creek without a paddle, and people were trying so hard to find any kind of way to get back to the mainland. But here's the kicker. Things got so bad that security had locked festival goers who were trying to leave Eczema Airport. They locked them in the airport with no food and no water. This is
like the rich version of Swiss Family Robinson or Lord of the Flies or some shit like that.
Yeah, in fact, there was a really good tweet I saw commenting on the event that saw some Reddit posts from actual festival goers in real time, and the tweet said something, and I'm paraphrasing here. The Fyre Festival Reddit thread sounds like the audio logs you get in a video game where everything went to shit. This is like some Fallout or BioShock level just panic from everyone. Apparently, even the A-list celebrities, because obviously this was promoted as a chance to mingle with popular social media influencers and entrepreneurs, even some of them were told to escape and not arrive this first weekend. Yeah, this is apparently supposed to be a 2-weekend event, until the kinks were ironed out. Quote, they called all the A-list names and the modeling agencies and told them not to come, says the source. They were just like, oh, come next weekend when all the kinks have been worked out. This was before the chaos even started.
Oh, are you kidding me?
No, fuck.
And all the damage control, from both the festival founders, even Ja Rule was, he tried to say, look, I understand this is terrible, and I apologize for everything, but this is not my fault, dude. You should have had a hand in this. And we could tell this was in fact your fault, because we have another story here. Now, this is from New York Magazine, from Chloe Gordon, the source who wrote it, who worked as a talent producer for the festival. She worked for a period of about 4 days before actually leaving. Now, here is an abridged version of the events as she experienced them. Alright, so she flew to the island from Miami on, I believe, Tuesday, March 14th. She arrived immediately at a, quote, development lot covered in gravel with a few tractors scattered around. Apparently, there had been no prep work done beforehand in Great Eczema, even with her saying, quote, festival vendors weren't in place, no stage had been rented, transportation had not been arranged. Although apparently there was an alcohol sponsor and everything, so...
Okay. Oh, fuck.
Now,
who needs cars when you have booze?
Now, she got to the island...
Drunken shit.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, you're good. Go ahead.
Okay, so she got to the island, she began her work, which mainly consisted of contacting the tour managers for the booked artists, and all of them had the same recurring question. Basically, bitch, where's my money? Apparently, no one had actually coordinated payment with these people. The festival's business manager, whenever Chloe tried to reach out to him, had only responded with, stand by, each time asked. Now, March 15th, the day after, Ja Rule did arrive in the area, and even though he said he was working on the festival, he spent most of the time on a fucking yacht.
How can you afford a yacht? How can you afford a yacht?
I guess he must have made some pseudo-wise business choices. This was clearly not one of them. So, yeah, to Ja Rule saying this was not your fault, Yes, it fucking was. You were in the area, you could have coordinated with people, but you didn't, so this is what happens.
This is another L for your ass, man. And you've been to L ever since 50 Cent pretty much, destroyed your career.
But let's look at the bright side. At least now, the worst thing Ja Rule's ever done won't be your hips, those stars are. When you call me baby.
Oh, God.
I can't deny. Yeah, that won't be his worst thing ever. Not anymore.
You know, I had completely blocked that song's existence out of my memory until you just sang it.
I heard
Thanks,
that
Alex.
song on the radio so many times as a kid. It was unbelievable.
I forgot that Ja Rule was a terrible singer.
But yeah, let's get back on topic here. So, on that day as well, the event planners all met together to discuss the actual logistics of putting on this festival, eventually reaching the conclusion that $50 million would be needed to run it as planned. Everyone there at that moment smartly agreed that the best course of action would be to delay the festival to 2018 and honor all current ticket sales for that year rather. Now, Chloe and the manager, I think the planners, I don't know if Chloe was in this, they met with the Fyre executives who were on the island that day, and when they presented them with the plan, with all the concerns voiced by everyone, one person from Fyre's marketing team was quoted as saying, and these are some famous last words here, "Let's just do it and be legends, man."
Okay. What?
You could not write a better fictional story of this if you tried. So even when Chloe voiced her concerns, she was told, quote, the Fyre execs were legit and some socialite was underwriting the whole thing. Who that socialite was, I don't know. And apparently it was recorded that Ja Rule gave a toast that night once all the deals were made, saying, quote, to living like movie stars, partying like rock stars, and fucking like porn stars.
And y'all live and y'all party like,
the Hunger Games.
Yeah, we're like them.
Well, y'all certainly fucked like porn stars, alright? You fucked over the people who paid money for this festival. Now, Chloe flies back to Miami on March 16th to continue her work in a place with a more stable Wi-Fi connection, and she was forced to explain to all the tour managers of the booked artists that payment was still pending. Move to Friday, this is where things go really south. Much of the initial production team for this festival was fired, but Chloe was spared. She even got a call later that night saying, and here's how she remembers the call going, congratulations, the guys will allow you to continue to work on the festival for 2/3 of what you asked for, and we're not paying the artists yet.
Oh.
At that point...
What the fuck? At
that point, she quits and flies back to, her home in New York almost immediately. Now, I need to say this. This is how her article ends, and this is the winning quote. The writing was on the wall. I saw it firsthand 6 weeks ago. They overlooked so many very basic things, and baby, they forgot to make me sign an NDA.
Oh!
Ooh! Damn! Shit roasted!
Y'all forgot the
fucking
number.
Mic drop.
Yep. And my mic just dropped.
Well done. Well
nice. Done. The chaos is in full force. This shit's going viral. And the guys, obviously, Billy and Ja Rule, are trying to do damage control. Here's a couple of statements I pulled from a joint statement they issued to Billboard magazine once everything had been said and done. Quote, as amazing as the islands are, the infrastructure for a festival of this magnitude needed to be built from the ground up, so we decided to literally attempt to build a city. We set up water and waste management, brought an ambulance from New York, and chartered 737 planes to shuttle our guests via 12 flights a day from Miami. We thought we were ready, but then everyone arrived. The team was overwhelmed. The airport was jam-packed. The buses couldn't handle the load. And the wind from rough weather took down half our tents, so in the morning our guests were scheduled to arrive. This is an unacceptable guest experience, and the fire team takes full responsibility for the issues that occur. Yeah, bullshit. You motherfuckers wouldn't know taking responsibility if your name was even Donald J. Trump, and I don't know what that means, but fuck you people. Getting back to the quote, everyone was very concerned for our guests. They needed a place to sleep, and everyone did their absolute best to rebuild. We took everyone to the beach and built as many tents as beds as fast as possible, but as more guests arrived, we were simply in over our heads. Ultimately, we didn't think security could keep up, so we had to postpone the festival. The response to the postponement was immediate and intense. We had no other options this morning, so we began the process of getting guests quickly and safely back to Miami, which is why you locked everyone at the fucking airport at Great Eczema, which continues now. Our top priority as a company is to ensure the comfort and safe return home of all our guests. All festival goers this year will be refunded in full. This is where this quote becomes even more magical.
Oh, yeah.
We will be working on refunds over the next few days and will be in touch directly with guests with more details. Also, all guests from this year will have free VIP passes to next year's festival.
Next year!
You guys
I never want to go back to that place next year.
Yeah, you guys, we're totally having Fyre Festival 2018. I can't even say it's not last.
Y'all should name this shit y'all should name y'all shit the Dumpster Fire Festival.
But it doesn't end here. It doesn't end here.
No. The plot
that's right.
Further and further. Though who knows where to start with this. I'll just say what I find to be the most hilarious. Fyre Festival 2018, it's clearly not happening. Because the Bahamian Ministry of Tourism has placed provisions in effect to where they will greatly scrutinize any future attempts to host festivals on their grounds, and they have banned Fyre and Ja Rule and, all those people from ever having a festival in their territory again. So, your promise of passes for Fyre Festival 2018 means nothing.
It means jack shit.
And now, you want to continue this last part, Alex? You want to round it out here?
Yeah. Just to put a cherry on top this glorious shit Sunday of a story, one such attendee of the Fyre Festival, Mr. Daniel Jung, has filed a lawsuit against the organizers of this glorious shit show. I'll just come out and say the number. $100 million.
That is low.
Yeah.
I would go higher.
I go billion.
You gotta be reasonable on here. But this is looking to be a class action lawsuit for more than 1,000 people, quote, purchased tickets for and or attended defendant's Fyre Festival, filed in the U.S. District Courts. And, I'll be honest, $100 million, that might be a little too low for all the damages, the bereavement, loss of consort, because they certainly weren't fucking like porn stars, that's for sure.
Yep.
But there won't be another festival anytime soon. This with any luck, this will be an open and shut case, and everybody who went to this will get their money back by way of a lawsuit. But I've heard people saying, "Oh, no, you shouldn't be making fun of these people." You know what? Fuck that. I enjoy Schadenfreude as much as the next person. I am laughing at all these overprivileged rich white people who got suckered into this bullshit. I laugh at your pain. Schadenfreude up in here.
In fact, if there's one nice thing I could say about this, is that this island is basically a gulag, and Ja Rule is the one true communist comrade. Now...
Like it was like y'all's promised us like from things like gourmet food, the best music, all the hot models, all this exciting adventure, and you get pretty much the ghetto experience.
Yeah,
You get nothing. You get rabid dogs running around. You get tents. You get project ass food. Like, really, man, a bread and some cheese. You can have some meat to that shit. You can't make no good sandwich. Like, for real.
Like, you're telling me you couldn't spring for Boar's Head. Come on.
And some bum ass salad. Like, damn.
Salad is not food. Salad is what my food ate when it was alive. But so, as terrible as this is, I'm gonna say, much like with Alex, everyone here can go fuck themselves, because the fucking, oh, look at me, I'm so cool, I can blow tens of thousands of dollars on a fucking music festival. Yeah. Shit, I even heard some people paid upwards of $250,000.
And they some dumb motherfuckers.
That is isn't that the prize money you get for winning a season of MasterChef? And shit, get one of those people to, like, I don't know, cook you up some good food. Shit, I'm sure the lower division contestants who get eliminated in, like, the first couple of episodes could have come up with a better meal than fucking wheat bread and Kraft cheese.
I can make a better meal than that. God, all I need is $10 on a trip to Walmart.
So, yeah, fuck these people, fuck these festival goers, and while I'm at it, fuck Ja Rule as well, because dude, there's a very important lesson you and your buddy Billy should have learned here. Don't fuck over rich people, because if they're rich enough to go to this festival, they're rich enough to hire lawyers.
And sue your ass.
See, this isn't like DashCon, where most of the attendees were teenagers, so they can't afford to file class action lawsuits against people fucking them over. And shit, at least at DashCon, the guy's got an extra hour in the ball pit. There wasn't even a ball pit at Fyre Festival. What the shit?
It looks like one of Big Boss's internment camps.
Dude, holy... Yeah, it's fucking, this is some fucking Metal Gear shit. Oh my god, this just... I have been looking forward to talking about this story on this podcast ever since the news first broke out, because this is just pure magic. I'm not sure... Will we ever get something this magical ever again from the festival world?
I hope so.
Just... Man, there's... this is so beautiful.
It is glorious. And funny as fuck.
And unfortunately, I think that's all my notes on this, unless you had any further post-mortem to say here on this.
Nope. I think we said everything.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna add one more thing. This whole thing sounds like something you hear from a movie.
Oh yeah, apparently, that reminds me. Apparently good old, I think it was Seth Rogen, was apparently working on a movie about a music festival gone wrong. And of course, snarkily commented on the Fyre Fest shenanigans.
Yeah, it was him and Andy Samberg and him and only Lonely Island group. They're planning to do something like that. It was like, you know what, fuck it, we can't do this shit. They already did it for us. It'll be like,
you can't do a movie about this that's any funnier than the actual thing. Yeah, and to the guy who said, let's just do it and be Legends, man, mission accomplished. I hope you're proud of yourself.
Well, you're legends for the wrong reasons.
Yep. You have dethroned Woodstock 99 as the most surreal and insane disaster of a festival ever. Congratulations. I hope you're happy.
That was... We got some material out of that.
Man,
shit.
We got some good...
We've been going on so long. I think this episode's almost as long as, like, the fucking year-end list. Holy shit.
Yeah, you're approaching like an hour and 40-something minutes.
Hour 40.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so let's, of course, move on to our last little bit of business, where we, of course, run down the noteworthy new album releases for the week of May 5th, 2017. Starting from the top, we have the latest album from grindcore act Full of Hell, titled Trumpeting Ecstasy. The newest album from goth metalcore act Motionless in White, titled Graveyard Shift. That's cringy as all hell. The latest album from post-hardcore rockers At the Drive-In, titled Inter Alia. The newest album from indie rockers Black Lips, titled Satan's Graffiti or God's Art. The newest album from indie rocker Mac DeMarco titled This Old Dog. Gogagi. The newest album from Blondie, who I didn't know was still around, titled Pollinator. The official reunion album from shoegaze icon Slowdive, which is a self-titled release. And of course, the last release on this list, the newest album from Logic titled Everybody. Some pretty good stuff there. I'm obviously going to get me some Logic, some At the Drive-In, and some Full of Hell.
You forgot to mention one album last week, Rob. Between the Buried and Me, Coma Ecliptic, live.
Oh no, I just talk about studio releases and EPs. I don't talk about live albums.
Oh.
Although I will probably get Coma Ecliptic live. Although I was there once. Yeah, I saw him live during the Coma Ecliptic tour.
Yeah, we both did.
With animals as leaders. But anyway.
Well, I saw him with Devin Townsend, so ha!
God damn it, Alex.
One last singer.
Anyway, yeah, that'll about do it for all the main topics of discussion, everything and all. So now is, of course, where we clean house and get the hell out of here. So, Alex, where can they find you on the internet?
The same place every time. Aura of Azure, AZERE, Twitter, Instagram, Azure_Aura on Twitch, Azure Plays Games on YouTube, where I play games really badly, and other places where you can find me that I will share in the near future.
Yeah, I heard you were playing Final Fantasy 15.
I played the first bit of it the other night. Am I supposed to die when those monsters show up for the first time?
I don't know.
I'm trying to remember. I don't think I died when I was playing it. Anyway, Mark, what about you?
Of course, on Twitter, Hobby Media, and on my site, the Hobby One at thehobby1.wordpress.com, which this month I might post less because you forgot what I did in April. I post a lot of shit.
Yeah, you
can anime things the week. Yeah.
Gotta find some time to relax, recharge the batteries.
Yeah.
So, as for me, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Rob Barracuda. You can also find me on YouTube by searching Rob Barracuda. Also, contact me via email, robert@surrealresolution.com. Remember to subscribe to this podcast on iTunes and Google Play. Audio-only episodes go up every Wednesday. Video episodes go up every Friday on, of course, my YouTube channel. So while you're there, subscribe and hit the bell tab so you can be immediately notified when those go up. And, of course, this is the official music podcast of Surreal Resolution, which you can follow on Twitter at SurrealRezo. Find online at www.surrealresolution.com. And find the podcast on its subdomain, decibelboost.surrealresolution.com, where you can listen to the archives of all our past episodes. Also listen to the other podcasts on the site. If you like gaming, check out The Training Stage. If you like movies, check out Salty Flicks. And outside of that, you can also check out a lot of our great written content. As I mentioned earlier, I posted up a review of the latest Gorillaz release, Humans, so you can check that out if you would like. Please. I worked hard on that review. You can also read our weekly animation write-ups of Attack on Titan Season 2, My Hero Academia Season 2, and Samurai Jack Season 5. 3 more episodes, holy shit.
Yeah,
it's almost over.
Holy damn.
Feel free to jump into the Discord chat so you can dank it up, should you so please. And as always, shout out to the producer, Mr. E, for graciously letting me use his music for this podcast. Well, that'll about do it for this week. So, until next time. You know, I just realized, I forgot to say fuck Tyler in this podcast. Fuck Tyler.
Oh well, next time. Ah! Got him!
The name just said it.